Good day, ladies and gentlecolts. Penny Wrights here, looking at a singular episode that can branch out to multiple hooplas. Between the ideas of magic and science, there's one topic that's been constantly used. Let's nod and say we did. The science of magic I'm referring to is time travel. Throughout the show, there's been cases of multiple ponies, multiple dimensions, and multiple destinies. And even more so, we've had time travel explored in just about all of them. Once in It's About Time in Season 2, and having it come back into play again front and center in Season 5's finale, the Cutie remarking. Because I guess Mark to the future would have been too obvious.
Great Scott!
So this will be circling the episode in its entirety, but compiling as many hooplas as I can about how, regardless of taking away the sonic rain boom, were the main six able to get their cutie marks? Well, at least talk about my favorite ones. So let's dive into the hoopla and see how you get a butt tattoo when destiny is changed. So just as a recap, Part 1 has Twilight boring Spike to death with exposition before boring other unicorns to death with how to defeat herself and her friends. Then she goes home and meets Communist Pony. Okay, no, we're not doing this. I actually like Starlight. Okay, I like this Starlight. Guess I'm more entertained by her when trying to discover friendship while screwing it up like a crazed sociopath. If we were, you would have been in a pawn shop by now. Moving on. With the magic used in It's About Time, Starlight travels back in time to mess with the present. No, we're done with this reference. We're doing a different one. And with that, we get to look at alternate realities with every failed battle Twilight has with Starlight, while also trying to stop the rain boom. Failed battles, between a unicorn and an alicorn. I'm so sorry, Twilight. It looks like just getting wings doesn't make you as powerful as the two unicorns raising the sun and the moon. Anyway, the first future we come to is where Sombra takes over the Crystal Ponies with mind-controlling helmets, which I'm kind of glad they ditched the helmets in Season 9's premiere when Sombra came back. Zombie Ponies truly trumps edgy gladiators from Hot Topic. And with the Sombra War, we get a hardcore moment with the Pie Sisters. Now, I can't say for sure whether Pinkie Pie specifically has a different cutie mark since it's covered up with the uniform, but I do think she found a way of still having enjoyment even while fighting in the war. In times of war, some people can use a laugh or cheering up when not fighting. It's sad to think about, but some soldiers are like that, trying to make the best out of a situation. Maybe not in the sense of full-on parties like before, but at least with making someone smile. In an article about being a soldier coping with war, it states that soldiers often wrote about their sense of comradeship and friendship with their fellow man. And that's what Pinkie strives for all the time. Trust me, I've listened to the Smile song enough times to know this is Pinkie Pie's real personality. She brings smiles and laughter even when the darkest moments. So maybe she was a type of Patch Adams person who made a down soldier laugh and it gave her a cutie mark. With Applejack, I think the war brought about her need to help her family than the rest of Equestria more than ever. Maybe she left Manhattan instead of a rainbow leading her home, she saw smoke. Fearing for her family, she ran back to Sweet Apple Acres and decided to help the family by keeping the soldiers well fed and strong with rations. And with Rainbow Dash, I cannot imagine the things she went through. Just look at her design during the fight. A clipped ear and a metal wing. I want to think that she may have saved someone with her Sonic Rain Boom, similar to saving Rarity and the Wonderbolts in Sonic Rain Boom, but it resulted in her wing getting badly injured. Maybe it was Rainbow Dash who was cheered up by Pinkie Pie and not giving up regardless of her injury. If there was a single idea that came from anybody in this timeline, it would be duty.
Duties.
Your maturity knows no bounds. But it really does come down to what each and every pony can do for their home. Be it making boxes of rations and feeding the soldiers, making clothes and armor to help them stay warm, or taking care of the animals for more resources in fighting the war. It's all about contributing to help. I'm surprised there weren't more Celestia propaganda posters everywhere. You know, other than the ones the fans create now. So Twilight says adios to the somber world and fights Starlight and loses again. And then she's transported back to the future. Where now somehow Queen Chrysalis takes over Ponyville, leaving the citizens covered in mud and turning into cave dwellers. Now I can say I probably heard every Fluttershy fan cry out in excitement or terror at the sheer thought of her actually being a bit bloodthirsty.
All servants of Queen Chrysalis found in these woods must be destroyed!
But how is this cute, shy little lamb supposed to get a cutie mark in animal sitting? I think it still happened, but in a much darker way. This is Fluttershy here. She's dived in a number of times to save small animals from being hurt, so she probably did help an animal before with worse situations. But then something even darker happened. I think the changelings turned into animals to drain the love Fluttershy would give them just by tricking her like this. And maybe all the animals were killed by Chrysalis and replaced by changelings to fool her. Now was not the time to be sad and depressed, but a time for spear stabbing. I think the same thing happened with Pinkie Pie, where her happiness that she had was taken away by Chrysalis. And with the changelings who can turn into just about anybody to manipulate people and drain their love, it makes it a lot worse. Just like for the season 9 finale with Chrysalis slowly manipulating the others into distrust, it wouldn't be hard to make every pony turn against each other, along with dealing with the war against the Crystal Empire if it was going on at the same time. I mean, I would love to go over the things that could happen instead of how the main 6 got their cutie marks. We leave Zecora and the townsfolk to fight Chrysalis all on their own, while Twilight says ciao to the Chrysalis universe, and then we get a laser battle with a mix of Star Wars and anime. And for some reason this gets the little Pegasi to stop what they're doing and watch the fight. Because why not? And then, snap back to reality. With the ruling of the best princess turned crazy, Nightmare Moon. It's hard to think of how Rarity might have gotten her cutie mark in this universe, but this just might go into Nightmare Moon still being a decent ruler and everyone goes about their own business and jobs, but with less freedom to do what they want. Maybe instead of making dresses for everyone, Rarity just makes the tapestries for the castle and maybe a Nightmare Moon dress every once in a while. It's Eternal Night, so she probably just rules with an iron fist instead of a passive limp hand like Celestia used to. Of course, with this being over 1,000 years of her reign, everyone was alive during Celestia and Nightmare Moon's fight are already used to what happened. This isn't like how Nightmare Moon was already trapped in the moon at the start of the show and seen through countless flashbacks. Discovery of Ponyville?
At night.
Defeating Discord?
At night.
Conceiving Big Mac, Applejack, and Apple Bloom?
At night.
We get some CGI Timberwolves and Luna gets easily tricked. Again. And we get a montage of foolishness with Discord bullying the princesses, T-Rex destroying everything, and the Flim Flam brothers literally telling Celestia, well, it can't get any worse now, can it? Until it's nothing but a desolate and sad wasteland void of life. We then get the reason of Starlight being a nutcase when her friend Sunburst got his cutie mark and left without a word. Now I want to say I can understand this. It's different trying to be around a good friend if they're far away, but this was kind of an exaggeration. I mean, the same thing happened with Apple Bloom in season 1. Her and Twist were friends, Twist got her cutie mark, Twist ditched Apple Bloom, and Apple Bloom had it way worse since Sunburst left their town completely, and Twist was just stopped talking with her while living in the same town. But at least Apple Bloom didn't turn vengeful over it. I'd consider a Twist a fake friend more than Gilda now. For a lot of the ideas on the main 6's cutie mark, I can pretty much chalk it up to it just happening and not for the same time as everyone else. I'll admit, I don't think I would have connected with anyone if I met my Aunt Flo the same day as a classmate, not to mention the things that had to play out for the elements of harmony to fall in the hands of these random ponies. I mean, are we really sure Celestia isn't totally aware of everything that's happening? Anyway, we at least have a notion of wondering how you can not stop, but mostly postpone the destinies of 6 random ponies. Technically speaking, Spike would have already disappeared since he wasn't hatched and taken in by Twilight. So we could at least also assume Spike was never born, egg taken back to wherever Celestia found it, and have it hatched without a soul around him. Of course, I would always point out how a different way of stopping Rainbow Dash means a different outcome, but, you know.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah, that explains it. In the end, Twilight talks down Starlight, gets adapted into a student, and goes on to be the most awkward student who has ever constantly been told not to use magic to make friends. She's a little too much like Twilight, now that I think about it, and that was the Cutie remarking, yay! What are you, this isn't your video. I don't care, yay! I'm Penny Wrights, and thanks for stopping by.